It's 22 minutes away from 8 o'clock. Good to have you with us here on the Tuesday morning edition of the South African Morning. The fifth suspect in the Vrede Dairy Farm case expected in court this morning, Dinesh Patel, charged with fraud and money laundering. Now, let me tell you who he is. He's the brother-in-law of former Gupta associate Iqbal Sharma, who's also in custody. Our senior reporter, our colleague Aviwe Mtila, has more details and joining us live from Bloemfontein this morning. Aviwe, good morning to you. So now we're starting to get to what is the fifth suspect in this Vrede Dairy Farm issue. It goes back many years. Give us a sense of what we're expecting in court this morning, because all of those affected by that Vrede Dairy Farm scandal are going to be watching closely what happens in court.
Certainly, Gareth, they'll be watching with a lot of anticipation as Dinesh Patel, accused number 6 in this matter, appears at the Bloemfontein Magistrate Court. You'd remember that there are 17 accused in total, which include human beings in the form of humans as well as companies. So Dinesh couldn't appear alongside the five that have appeared so far because of health reasons, and his bail application was set for the 15th of June. So we're expecting that to be underway around 9 o'clock today. So five have appeared so far, which include Iqbal Sharma, who will be spending his second week exactly tomorrow behind bars from when he was arrested almost 2 weeks ago on a Wednesday. And you remember that his bail application was denied exactly a week ago. A week before that, the former HODs and senior officials of the Department of Agriculture all were granted bail of 10,000 rand. That includes Peter Tabete, the former HOD in the Free State, as well as Lemakatso Morosi and Sipati Dlamini, who was then the Chief Financial Officer of the department. Remember, this is around the 25 million rand that New Lane Investments, a company owned by Iqbal Sharma, received, which we do understand there was a lot of irregularities on how they were received that contract. It was a 25 million rand contract that was supposed to do a feasibility study to assess whether a dairy farm project could go ahead. We understand that that was subcontracted for a mere 1.5 million rand, eventually done by Deloitte. And we do understand over a 7-month period, that money was channeled to various accounts and various businesses until it landed, we understand, to a Gupta company. So that matter will be appearing, the bail application of the brother-in-law of Iqbal Sharma, Dinesh Patel, at around 9 o'clock at the Bloemfontein Magistrate Court.
And I imagine, Aviwe, just like we've seen with Iqbal Sharma and before, I imagine it's a foregone conclusion that the NPA are going to be opposing bail. I would imagine they're going to be opposing bail for everyone involved in this, knowing that some of the more senior, let's call them more senior suspects in this, the Gupta brothers, not even in the country.
You can expect that if anything is to go by, but what we've seen in the last 2 weeks, we do understand the 5 that have appeared so far have all, the state, I beg your pardon, has opposed bail for the 4 that have appeared. You do understand that 8 are already abroad at this moment, and there are talks with Interpol to get them back into the country. In fact, an agreement has been reached with the UAE in terms of an extradition treaty, which we expect to be underway any time now. So there are those hopes that there could be the brought back of the Gupta brothers, which we do understand Atul Gupta, Rajesh Gupta, as well as their wives, are implicated as one of the 17 accused in this matter. We understand some of the 8 that are abroad at this moment are also in India, and already the extradition treaty is in place with India at this moment. So the NPA quite hopeful that that process shouldn't be a handful, if I can put it that way. But we do expect the state to oppose the bail application for Dinesh Patel, given that they've already opposed the bail application for Iqbal Sharma, as long as the 3 senior officials of the Department of Agriculture in the Free State.
And for the moment, we'll leave it there until court gets underway a little bit later this morning. 9 o'clock, I think you said, Aviwe, the court will be getting underway with this next suspect in the Vrede Dairy Farm corruption case, and all that money vanishing all those years ago. And remembering as well, while we talk about it in court, there's still those families that were relying on that deal to come through. And to this hour, to this day, they haven't seen a cent of that money.